Woof! Hello, it's Craig, Bad Dog from Two Dogs Digs. And today we're here in this video to show you in our Bad Dog Bites how you can sell on eBay.com or eBay US from Canada. We've been 25 years selling on eBay.com ourselves, so we're well versed in all the little tricks and tips that you need for this. And there's a couple that we're going to show you here at the end, especially with regard to shipping, that are going to be really key. So make sure you stay tuned for the whole thing. It's not a long video. Hopefully, if you do like what you see here, you'll give us a subscribe, boop on the subscribe button, and you'll see other tips. And also join us for our normal Tuesday night live Hall Pass shows where we talk about how you can make a little bit more money reselling. So let's get down to it. As a Canadian, can you resell on .com? You know what? It's easy. You can sell as a Canadian based in Canada, in the US, and sell in US dollars. Now, what are some of the benefits of that? Well, the biggest benefit that a lot of people think about is you don't have to look at what you're selling in Canadian and what it converts to, because every day it's going to be at a different price. You're going to set your price in US dollars, and you're probably going to see what other competitors are setting their prices at. So it makes it a little easier for you to think about, I'm selling it for this and so are they. But is it a complex system that you have to worry about? No, it's really easy. The most simplest thing that you need to know about is when you go to list on ebay.com, you actually just sign in to ebay.com. So you don't sign in to .ca. So I'm going to show you on here. If you go into here, you happen to go into ebay.com. Again, I am a Canadian-based seller, and I'm going into this, and I am in the .com platform you can see up here. When I go to do a sale or I want to build something, I can actually go in here to sell, and it'll pick up the sale platform in the US. So I've actually built a little draft in here that I've called US draft listings. Anything you list will be listing in US dollars in the States. So when you drop in your pictures and your titles and everything like that, it's the same as if you were doing it for Canada. But the biggest change you're going to have to take a look at is when you get down to the shipping section. Here's where it comes down to the biggest changes. You need to set where you're going to be sending this item from. So the first thing you need to do is think about your location. In this case, if you're going to be selling from Canada and you're selling it using Canada Post, so this is very important. Again, if you're selling in Canada and only using Canada Post, this is the way that you're going to do it. Then we're going to show you, if you use a cross-border shipper, how to do it the right way or the better way. So if you are doing it through Canada Post, you're going to put your item location in here. It'll show up as Canada. Now, here's the key things you have to think about when you're putting your pricing in for shipping. We're going to show everything on flat rate. And the reason, because it's so much easier for us to do. Just so you know, if there is a video that's on the Two Dogs Digs channel on how to do flat rate shipping. So I'm going to say, I don't know the package details because I'm going to edit the options here because I don't want to do a calculated amount. But when I go into the type flat rate shipping, I have a few different things I can choose in here. Now, what you want to think about in this section is I want you to scroll down, and you're going to keep scrolling down, and you will actually find, because you are a Canadian seller selling from a Canadian address, keep going down there and you'll see economy services from outside the country, standard services from outside the country, or expedited services from outside of the country. And every one of those is going to show you a choice to be able to say economy shipping from Canada versus standard shipping from outside the US, expedited shipping from Canada, or standard shipping from Canada. Now, the reason you want to make sure you're checking off the standard shipping from Canada or expedited, whichever you choose, is because you'll see this section here. Those days, that's the amount of days that it's going to add onto the item to give the buyer the potential handling time. So that's key for them to look at. So when you think about this, sending something via Canada Post, standard shipping in Canada Post adds 4 to 9 business days for how long it'll take to get there. When you go to enter your shipping costs, you just pick what your shipping cost is, whether you're going to do free or not. But remember, you're in the US now. So your shipping cost has to be in US dollars. So if you figured out that the average cost of that item is $15 that you're going to send from the furthest place from you, you have to do a conversion on that because you're showing things in US dollars. So you're going to convert that to roughly at 20% right now. That will be $12 US. So $12 US is $15 Canadian. And then you're going to just click on done. And then when you want to add a different shipping service, Canada is now international. You're listing in .com. So Canada becomes an international sales for you. And that's where the thing that throws a lot of people off. Remember, you're listing in the US, so Canada is now international. So when you go to build that, you're going to add a shipping service. Your Canadian shipping service is going to be additional. You can select your type of service in here and your type of shipping here. You'll usually select something that just says standard international or expedited international. You can't choose Canada Post as an answer here. Because we're in Canada, if we were using Canada Post, it will take usually the expedited time. It takes 7 to 15 days. And again, that's just putting it in. Again, in US dollars, if it's going to cost me $15, I'm still putting it in US dollars here. So that's the idea. And if you wanted to, and you can specify just Canada, and then there, that one is set up. So now I've set up a Canadian in US dollars. I've set up a $12 US fee for someone buying something in Canada, and I'm shipping it to Canada. Or in the US, I'm setting it up that way. So that's the way to show your shipping and calculate your shipping if you're in Canada on .com and using Canada Post. Now, for a lot of you, the smarter way to do this, if you've got the ability, is to use a cross-border shipper. What is a cross-border shipper? Well, there's a number of them across Canada, including Chit Chats Express, Stallion Express, DYK, Swift Post, some local ones. What they do is they drive across the border every night, but they allow you to buy postage on the USPS postal system, which can save you 40 to 70% versus sending through Canada Post, and save you actual days in terms of getting it to your buyers. So you become way more competitive in terms of what you're selling. So how do you do that? Well, you've got to do a couple of little changes on how you think about it. So let's go back to our actual shipping page. We're going to be on that same page, but instead our item location, we are actually going to change this to the United States. And in our case, we're going to put this in, and we are close to Buffalo, New York in there. So now it's thinking this person is located in Buffalo, New York, right? It's the computers, eBay.com is saying this person is in the US. So what happens here? Well, now you won't obviously be shipping standard from Canada. You're going to be shipping using an actual USPS service. So you will go into here and find, you can use USPS Media Mail. Some of the places offer it. Ground. You can put in just plain economy shipping if you want to choose somebody afterwards. But let's just say that we want to use standard shipping, USPS priority. We can put that in here and change our rate. And our US priority rate may only be $8 US instead of it being $12 US because we're using USPS priority. And in Canada, use the same expedited international shipping, but your rate probably won't even change because you're going to be using Canada Post still up here. It's mainly to help you with the US sales. So I hope that's not too complicated. Think about it this way. When you're listing on .com, which anyone can do, you have to decide, are you shipping from a US cross-border or are you shipping from Canada? And then you will choose whether you are shipping from Canada or shipping using USPS. So hopefully that wasn't too complex. Really, when you think about it, you can advertise on .com without a problem and list there. All you have to do is remember what location you're shipping from, in Canada using Canada Post, or based on the US using a cross-border shipper, and put your dollars in and your delivery costs in accordingly. Now, the one other thing to remember is as you list on .com, you will be paid in US dollars. Now, what that means, though, when it gets deposited to you, if you are set up as a Canadian and selling on .ca already, you'll get that money converted and deposited in Canadian money into your account from eBay. If you haven't set up anything yet, you can set up to have your eBay payments given to you in US dollars in Canada, but you need a US dollar account with a Canadian bank. There is a video that we'll be putting up as well for that. So take a look at that if you need to. Hopefully you'll like this. It's giving you some ideas. You might be able to flip through how you can sell, because It's probably the biggest question we get. I want to sell on .com. How do I sell it? And if you use a cross-border shipper, you're going to get way more competitive with those in the US who are marketing the same things as you. So hopefully you'll make some more money. And for more reselling tips, stay tuned to Two Dogs Dig, subscribe down below, and give us a like if this has helped you out. Thanks. I'm Bad Dog. I'm out of here. Whoa.